What is going on, everybody? Man, Mike is back with another video. Back here to talk about Samsung One UI 5 beta number 1. Yes, the beta went live officially August 5th. Of course, I'll be running it on my beautiful Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And it's kind of interesting the way the beta rolled out this time because it's been very smooth, but there's also a few features missing. One in particular is being able to screen call. That's missing right now in the first beta, and also the bedtime mode is kind of in limbo in terms of being where they wanted to be in Bixby routines and in the clock app where it was originally. So keep those things in mind, and I'm sure those who may have or are also using the beta may also find there's a couple other things that's kind of missing, kind of not quite available yet. So if you want, leave those comments down in the comment section below for others that may be looking for specific features. I think some may be in the realm of like AR emojis or stickers when it comes to the calendar and stuff like that. But outside of that, we're gonna get straight into the video, and of course I will be screen recording to show you guys, and let's start that right now. Start recording, skip. So as you see, this beautiful screen that I have going on here, my display, my wallpaper, everything is so luscious and good, you know what I'm saying? One of the things I've noticed is it seems like they're kind of trying to reincorporate that wire look when it comes to their icons and font style. I like it. I actually like that it's here. I never really didn't like it. I thought it's Samsung's own kind of personal flavor without being unnecessary for Android as a whole that they're running. As you guys notice with my widget, my weather widget in particular, one of the things that I'm a big stickler for, a pet peeve if you will, is the refresh button within the widget. It's very annoying. I want it to go away. Well, as you guys can see, I don't have it as a part of my widget. I didn't know I could actually make it go away as easy as I thought. Now, it must be a feature of One UI 5, and hopefully it will stay this way, and or they'll get rid of it in general, but this is how you get rid of it. So I'm just going to use my edge panel. By the way, if you noticed, when you swipe from the side, you see that subtle little bounce, the vibranic, the haptic feedback that you get when you're swiping the edge panel in. So I'm gonna go to weather. Now I could have clicked on weather there as well if I wanted to. And also, as you notice, we have new emoticons, if you will, new animations for the weather right here. As you see, it's a campfire, outside nighttime, and when it's actually night, it shows like the moon being kind of chewed up by cheese essentially, or turning into cheese, which is pretty interesting. So I do like that they've added some more level of fun animations, improvements to the weather app. Scrolling through, you see how it instantly goes dark, goes AMOLED mode, you get your additional information. Well, if you click over here and then you click on settings, auto refresh on the go. If you click on this, this will get rid of the refresh. And that's why there in the description you see when this is on, you can't refresh manually. That's how you can get rid of the refresh icon in the actual weather widget. And I actually have two. I'm using the smart widgets or stacked widgets, but I have another one right there just in case if I just want to see the weather as opposed to just seeing some level of 4-day forecast. Now, if this is bigger, it'll show you 5, and then if you use the weather and time widget, which is within the weather widget options, and you fully expand it, it'll give you the high and low for that day, but it doesn't quite utilize the space of the widget well, which is why I'm not using it. So I think I don't. So if I want to show you guys real quick, go to widgets, if we go down here to weather, and then you click on this one, bring it in. Now, of course, you select your weather time, right? Now, if you expand it, you see how it now shows you your high and low, 90 and 70 degrees. I think that's as big as it gets. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I'm not using that, is because the space isn't utilized that well. And even with this widget that I currently have showing 4-day forecast, you see the amount of space that's available within the widget. You could still show us the high and low for the day, as well as the forecast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in terms of the high and low for the temperatures. There's enough space there for them to do that. So I hope that they give us that in future beta rollouts, or even hopefully within the next few major updates for Android. What else is pretty new? I will say that the notification panel is relatively new. They've actually limited how many icons as of right now you can use for your quick buttons, or your grid. You used to be able to do 5, a row of 5. Now it's 4. They have not added that back. As you see, you can edit the panel layout, but you cannot edit the grid size. You can edit the buttons, adding some in and out. That's about it. Active apps, I got Samsung Capture active right now. It says that's a pretty neat feature. Not overall that big of a deal. But one of the things I wanted to show you guys is how they have refreshed the notification panel. As you see, the icons for each notification is bigger. It's more apparent, more in your face, and they now divide up. Now, surprisingly, the YouTube notifications aren't all stacked within one. But a good example of what I want to show you guys is right here with the PlayStation app. As you see, the PlayStation app has a shadowy icon right underneath the PlayStation icon to show that there's multiple notifications. I really like that subtle touch, and you see it with Gmail as well. And then when you swipe down, now it disappears. But then as soon as you hit it back right there, or click that, boom, now you see it goes right back. For singular notification, you just see the icon with no slight shadow, or stacked icon, if you will. That's nice there. Now, to go back and touch on the widgets real quick, maybe they've added something else. Maybe it's just a little bit more fluid, or as you guys can see when I swipe between these two, you see there's a little white fade. Hopefully they address that and get rid of it, because it doesn't matter if you have your transparency on or off, 100%, 0%, white or black, it's gonna fade white like that. All they did was rename smart widgets to stack widgets. So don't be completely thrown off by stacked widgets. It's really just smart widgets, because you could do the same with smart widgets. Well, maybe that's the one thing you couldn't do before, is actually add a widget. But if you wanted to, you just pick the smart widget icon and you could add the widgets that you want to cycle between. So in this case, as you see, I got my calendar and weather, and then my clock has my YouTube music and my clock, and then my Google search bar has my Pocket Cast. And so that's how I do that. That way I can, keep pages, very simple elsewhere. If we go into settings, they utilize the space a lot better again here, increasing the font size, improving the icons for each settings section, and they added a connected devices section. So now coming in here, you can see a quick share, you can see your auto switch if you want that on and off, what buds are paired to the device, or at least currently, in that moment. You can, activate Samsung Decks, Smart View, Smart Things, link to Windows, continue apps. And then of course, when you click on it, it just kind of tells you what's going on, what account is synced between your devices. And of course, for me, I use my Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra to really do a lot of work in sending files between devices. And Quick Share is a lot faster now from my phone to my tablet, of course, with an additional icon. Now my tablet is right here, so if I want to share something real quick, I think I can show you guys the icon. All right, wrong thumb. So I have it on right now, right? Well, if I wanted to screenshot this, right, and then I wanted to share it, it should pop up, boom, just like that, and you see there's a new icon. So now if I swipe away instead, I don't want it, and then all I have to do is come in here, go down to my screenshot, and delete that screenshot, and it's gone. Another adjustment that they did within the settings is wallpapers. So if you go on the wallpapers and you click on gallery, no, not gallery, you click on your lock screen wallpaper. They now added an ability which wasn't there before. You can adjust or edit or take away and add photos that you already have grouped together to cycle through for your lock screen. So and as you see, it says multi-pack. Well, if I click my lock screen wallpapers, it's going to show you all the papers I currently have, and I can adjust all the sizes of all these wallpapers or get rid of them and then add more. I like that they added that because now you don't have to re-add 15 or try to find the 15 pictures that you want to use for your lock screen. Now you can make fine-tune adjustments there. So I do like that. And while we're in wallpaper and style, color palette has also been updated to add more flavor to your device. Material U now effectively applies to more areas of your phone, and all those colors that you see, you will see actually laid out way better throughout your phone, and you get around 4 different options of wallpapers to choose from. I really like that. And as you see within my notification panel, my quick buttons up here show that color, and if we back out, you see that it affects the font color of wallpaper and style and settings. So it does affect your phone a lot more. Another example would be your phone app. You see in here, you see the different colors with keypad, resets, and contacts, the phone icon, button color. So it's really good to see the Material U goes deeper now with One UI 5 or Android 13. Security and privacy is another area where they have condensed or combined sections into one to make it more clean. So if we click on security and privacy, you will see that you get the ability to scan your device and make sure everything's good. And each of these sections, such as lock screen, accounts, Find My Mobile, so on and so forth, if you click on it, it will expand it for you. So lock screen is where you can check out your screen lock, your fingerprints. Account, you can check your account stuff. App security, if you click on that, Google Play Protect, your updates, this is where you can check for your security updates, as well as your Google Play system updates. Privacy, biometrics is in here. This is where you can see if you want to turn off your transition effect, how many fingerprints you have added, your face. They just combine everything into one section, which makes it a little bit more digestible to scroll through your settings. And as well with advanced features, if you guys didn't know, this is where Bixby Routines is, your smart suggestions as well in terms of all your apps, whether it's the Samsung keyboard, messages, reminder calendars. So that's interesting that that's there now. Your video brightness is also here, very easy to find. And when you click on labs, now you have the ability to swipe for split screen. So if you take 2 fingers and swipe up, now you can effectively activate split screen, grab another app that you want to, split screen with. So let's say settings and Samsung members. It's the beta, and then all you gotta do is take the middle, drag up and down, and it will adjust the size for you or get rid of it completely. So I like the fact that they added that additional functionality and made it easier to find by just going into advanced features and labs. Very clean. If you go into battery and device care, another feature that is supposed to be here with One UI 5 but isn't a part of the first beta is RAM Plus. If you go to memory and then you click on RAM Plus at the bottom, you see you still have your option between 2 and 8 gigs to use essentially physical storage as virtual memory. Well, you're supposed to now have the option to just use you can deactivate or turn off RAM Plus if you don't need it. So whether or not it's a storage problem or you don't need to do it, because in the case of my S22 Ultra, I have 16 gigs of RAM, so I don't need it, right? Or 12 gigs of RAM, my bad, one of the two. I don't need the virtual memory, and it's slower, I believe, than the actual RAM itself. So I don't need to actually use that feature. That's something that's supposed to be coming, that you can have more granular control over in regards to RAM Plus and your device. I will say that battery life has been fine so far. I've been on my phone relatively often today, just playing around with it, looking at it, checking things out. And I will say that I've been doing pretty good. I've been doing pretty well. Another feature that I didn't even know existed, but it's within Do Not Disturb, is be able to hide your status bar icons, but I believe that's also broke right now. But Other than that, everything else has been working very, very well. If you go to battery, there's been very few subtle changes, maybe a little bit of color that's different, especially since I'm in dark mode. It kind of shows you there's a little bit of difference. I have 53% left with 4 hours of screen on time, 6.5 hours of screen off. So effectively, just over 10 hours of usage with 10.5 hours to go on the battery. I would say that's pretty good battery life. I'm not using power saving right now in terms of battery settings. You can extend the battery life on your phone based off your phone usage. I have that off, and I'm using maximum processing speed. So everything's been moving very, very well for me in terms of using One UI 5 Beta 1. And that is pretty much it. There's nothing else too much I really have to show you. If you swipe over to the Google feed, this is kind of more clean here as well. They utilize more space in general. So here, as well as in YouTube, you'll notice that it just takes up more appropriate space because it can, especially when you have, let me click on LeBron real quick, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you have a device that's big, you don't need font to be so small, you don't need everything to feel so condensed. Use the real estate of the phone that we have. And so I'm glad that we have that. Good luck, of course, modules are broken when the first beta rolls out, maybe even the second one. They start bringing things together between the release or right before the release of beta 2 and then going forward. So I would say look out for that in terms of your, if you're a big Good Lock user. I am. It's fidgety. As you see, I'm using my recent app screen here. I use Good Lock for it, and it'll kind of flip-flop between my Good Lock animation for recent apps and the stock recent app layout. So that's interesting there. I have all my status bar icons hidden with Good Lock, but because it's broke, it's not hiding them right now. So it's those things that are broke as a result of beta 1 right now. I will also say vibration intensity feels better. I actually increased the intensity specifically for when using my keyboard, and it feels really, really good. So it's just very smooth right now as a result of this update, and I really feel like over the course of the next few weeks, I think we could see the official stable release sometime by the end of September. My guess may have been a little early, but within the beta community, a discussion panel I put up, I'm asking people to predict when they think it will drop. I'm very, very early on it. I'm very, very optimistic, if you will, and I think we're gonna get the actual stable release of One UI 5 right around the release of the foldable devices. I believe they're probably going to release sometime around the end of August / the beginning of September. That's when I'm gauging to see the official release. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw it in October, which of course for Samsung is record breaking, and it just shows you how much better they're getting at releasing software, and that's because their software is starting to become unifying across all their devices. And so to see that the beta 1 drops and there's arguably really no problems, no overheating or nothing like that across the board in terms of what people have been experiencing, that's good news. That's good news for sure. So that's all that I have to show you right now. Samsung Wallet and Google Wallet, I believe, or G Wallet, whichever you want to call it, there's some bugs going on there in terms of trying to use that while you're out. So if you do use your digital pay, I would suggest you to take an actual card with you or cash just in case, because those two apps have been a little finicky with the beta release if you're running the beta. But again, those are just some things that either I or other people within the beta community have came across, and we're kind of all being transparent, open, and discussing, helping each other, be on the lookout for certain things. So that's what I like about this. I didn't think I was going to try it this year because last year it took them a while to update those who ran the beta with the official release. And so the way this has been rolling out so far, it feels as though we're not gonna have any problems. So hopefully everything's gonna be good from that perspective. But let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about Samsung the One UI? Are you excited for One UI 5? Are you running the beta yourself? Are you thinking about it? Has this turned you on or off? Let me know down in the comment section below. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure you like the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss my videos on my live streams. So that way you sit back, chillax, see what's cracking. It's your man Micah signing out until the next video or live stream. There's no live stream on this channel. My bad. That's on my other channel. Wow. I just did my other outro. Wait for